Hello and welcome to another Andy's Chomping at the Bit, brought to you by Big Andy Media, the official sponsor of every Andy's Chomping at the Bit. So today we're going to talk about gratitude. I felt like an up tempo or a positive feel to this Friday. Just it felt right. We've had a lot of serious talks in the past, and this one's going to be serious too. Um, but it's going to be on the lighter side, the happier side. We need to have some balance on this. So I look forward to this one, gratitude. But so the big thing that I can take away with gratitude, as you see in the subtitle for this, a true gift that keeps on giving. Um, from my experience, that is the case, and I'm going to bring this into because I really overlooked gratitude for most of my life, or I thought I had it, but I really didn't. Um, so I had to lose a lot before I opened my eyes enough to really see what I had. Um, and so it's not just my addiction. I mean, I should have seen it just from the addiction, but no, I had to lose more than that. That wasn't enough for me. I had to really struggle, essentially, um, to really gain my bearings on that. I never thought, or you couldn't have told me 10 years ago that I would have sincerely felt gratitude for waking up and simply being able to look out a window or smelling a leaf or a blade of grass or feeling the wind. I I would have thought you were lying. But those are the things I actually do appreciate now. I actually have gratitude for people in my life, past and present, that have been supportive for me. And like I said, even people I don't get along with today, if they were supportive in the past, I am still grateful that they were in my that they came across my life. And and I'm grateful even for the things that didn't go well, surprisingly. Um, for instance, not everything, but a lot. So I'm grateful for my struggles. I'm grateful um, that I went down a dark road. I'm not proud of it, but I'm grateful for it because there's a lot of growth that I would not have had it not been for these struggles. Um, that is the biggest blessing of um, of realizing that I am being a recovering addict. That is the biggest blessing. A lot of people look at it, oh, you got to go to meetings. Oh, you're going to have this the rest of your life. And well, yeah, I'm going to have it the rest of my life. That's true. And if you look at meetings as a curse, then by all means, they would be bad. And that originally I did. But now I actually look forward to those things. Um, and a lot of it's just I learned to appreciate addiction because of gratitude. If I didn't struggle, if I wouldn't have had this disease, there are so many things that I wouldn't have worked on personally for bettering myself as an individual. There's so many things that I wouldn't have seen the need to. While being an actual, recovering addict, it's not just quitting the substances that and quitting the addictions uh, that are key. You have to actually do more to that. Otherwise, you're going to be miserable. At least that was my experience. Um, so I started doing things to change my life. I started um, the last things I actually started doing were exercising and really focusing on my healthy eating. Um, but I started working on things as far as my personality, admitting my mistakes. Not always easy. Uh, Telling the truth. Usually I'm good at it, but there are times, and I'm going to do another episode on this, and probably next episode will be perfect for this. Yeah, next episode, count on it. It's going to be truth. Because I had, especially growing up, but it never really went away, and that is the tendency to want to exaggerate. That's a nice way of putting lying, but no, really though, like I would be telling someone something, um, and and really most of the time this was already a good story. But anyway, I'd end up, you know, adding to it, adding lies to it. Uh, Great if you want to be a writer, not great if you're actually trying to be honest. But anyway, I would have never worked on that. I would have been happy to lie my way out of things or try to lie my way out of things. Um, I was fairly decent at before addiction admitting when I made a mistake. I wasn't the greatest at it, but I had a sixth grade teacher that made sure I got enough detentions that I learned to admit my mistakes. Uh, so thank you, Miss Lynch. If you're around, I don't know. But yeah, so there's things that I had to learn to help my recovery. Um, I had to learn to communicate better. I had to learn to communicate clearer. Um, I had to learn to set boundaries, not just between me and certain aspects of my past, the more toxic areas. I just set boundaries even with family, with my parents. And it's nothing against them. It's not they're great people. They're very supportive. They are a huge reason why I'm not only alive and free, but I'm actually able to do what I'm doing right now. Able to sit down and have a podcast here and have a business, um, instead of taking any opportunity that I could just to stay alive. Um, I don't know how some people do it actually, as far as uh, the legal system without support. So those that do that, man, hats off to you. That's not easy. Um, but anyway, there's a lot of aspects of my life that I had to learn to grow on. And I wouldn't have. I would have ignored them. Let's be realistic. If everything's going just fine and you've never hit a bump in the road, never hit a real bump in the road, it's easy to overlook those things. I'm not saying everyone's like that, but I was. So that was one of my problems. If things were fine, I didn't see the need to grow. I didn't see the need to improve. Um, I've learned that's not really a safe way to go in life. Um, so so with my addiction, the big thing that I got out of it is I have that ability now. I'm now working on things in my life that without it I never would have. So I'm grateful for that in that aspect. I'm also grateful for the fact that I'm a recovering addict because, as I mentioned, other things in my life that I never thought I'd appreciate. I never thought I'd appreciate waking up in my bed and be like, I can smell the grass outside. Or, ooh, I can feel the breeze. Or, hey, Sophie's here. She's got to go outside to go to the bathroom. Guess what? I get to go outside. You know, little things like that so many people overlook. But I'm so grateful for it. And as I mentioned, I'm grateful for my family, my parents. I don't always show it. No one always shows it. There's times where I get upset, and I do apologize, and I still need to do a better job at apologizing sooner. So that is definitely something I am working on, actively working on. And like I said, just communicating a lot of the times, communicating in a way that they understand and I understand. So um, proactively allows me to help them, and they can help me too as far as being supportive. So that's a big one. Family, freedom, health. They're all big things. They're all things that people often overlook. But and in my toughest times today, not my toughest times in my life, but my toughest times that I face today, gratitude helps me get through those moments. And gratitude is also the reason that I can honestly say that I don't recall the last time I woke up on the wrong side of the bed, figuratively speaking. I woke up and I felt lazy before. I woke up and I felt, kind of not great, but not bad either. And a lot of that I think is part of my routine of every morning I wake up, I say my prayers. Within my prayers that started out with basically gratitude. Thank you for giving me another day to wake up in good health, free, clean and sober. Thank you for all the support I have in the world from my dog, my family, my friends, even some people in the community and beyond. Thank you for all the positive energy you've let me absorb in this life and today. And then I go on with the rest of my prayer. And I do the exact same thing in the evening before I go to bed. Every single night before I go to bed. That is part of my routine. Kneel before the bed and then say my prayer. It's a good habit for me. I whether you are religious or pray or anything like that, that is up to you as far as how you want to approach things like that. But I can say that for me, it has made a drastic difference. It has helped me. Uh, as I said, one of the things I pray for is literally uh, being able to see and absorb the positive things in the world, see the good, see the love, the joy, and be able to spread it to others, help it share it to others. I had a great middle school shop teacher, Jim Tanis, that he ended every day talking about, I hope I brought a little bit of love and joy into each and every one of your hearts. I hope today is the best day it can be. And if it isn't, you can kiss my grits. But still, the love and the joy was such a big part. And it was very funny at the end, too, especially as a middle schooler. Still is. But that energy, that positive energy, and he brought it every day, every single day. That jolly, positive guy was there all the time. Whether you knew how to cut a board or not, he was the friendliest guy you could ever meet. And I never knew how he was able to do that. I'm starting to understand how. I'm not Jim Tanis, I'll tell you that right now. I'm me. There's differences, big differences, and that's okay. He's an amazing individual, and I am too, just in different ways. So, but he inspired me. He inspired me to be better. I just didn't think that was possible. But gratitude's helped me drastically in that direction. So I can't stress enough how big of a life changer gratitude has been for me, and how much more I see. That's the biggest thing, is from the suffering, I guess, from the mistakes I made, which was a lot. And I still make mistakes, quite a few. Not as many, and I'm actively working to reduce the number. Will they ever go away completely? Some, not all. But I'm grateful in that end too. I'm grateful that I'm growing. I'm grateful that I can find things to grow on. There's always room to grow. That's amazing to be able to say that you can grow, that you're doing well, but you can still get better. You're content with where you're at, but you know that tomorrow's another day and you can be a little bit better tomorrow. So there's always something to be grateful for, even in the worst of times. We had our car stolen once when my dad and I and my friend Paul and his daughter Annie, we went to the Big Ten men's basketball championship game, Big Ten championship game, Michigan State. See, that would have been 2019, I believe. And we came back after the game, and our car was gone. It was stolen. And we were pretty freaked out. And I got to say, this was actually during my time of active addiction, so I'm kind of surprised that I was able to find positive moments in it. But the first thought that popped into my head was, someday we're going to be looking back and talking about this, and we're going to be laughing. Coincidentally, that's true. We often do look back and talk about it, and at least smile a little bit, because the story that unfolds after that was pretty crazy, entertaining in a way. So, but you got to find the positives. And Mr. Rogers, after 9/11, made the best statement you could possibly make in that moment when they interviewed him, and he said, when in times of trouble, his mom told him to look for the helpers. It gives you hope. It gives you happiness, positive energy. But it also should give you some gratitude. Be grateful that those people are in the world. Be grateful that there's positive energy, even when bad things are happening. There's so much good. And even in my struggles, even my worst times, I can honestly say I met some really good people. Yes, in active addiction, on the streets, I met some really good people. Often they were struggling like I was. Some worse, some not as bad, you know. But you still find good people even in dark places. That's the point with that, and that's why I am grateful for those times. And I learned from, as I said, those mistakes I made. I learned. I know I can't do this anymore. I know I should never have done that to begin with. You know, it's a learning opportunity. It's a growing opportunity. I'm grateful that I can learn. Not everyone can. I'm grateful that I can admit my mistakes. Not everyone can. Everyone should, but there's certain medical conditions that stop certain people. We already know some of those. What do they be? They would be mental health diagnoses. Um, but I'm grateful that I'm here today. I'm grateful that I'm talking to you guys online here. And I'm grateful for everyone that's listened here. I'm grateful for all the people I have met, past, present, and I'm excited to see where the future goes. I'm enjoying right now, but it's a very fun journey. I'll say the least on that. But I truly am having a good time, and I'm doing it clean and sober, and free. So it's like, what more could I ask for? There's always things you want in life. There's always things you want more in life. But I can tell you that right now, I'm content with where I'm at, and I don't need anything else in life right now. I'm very grateful to have my needs met. There's some wants, but the needs are there. So I'm grateful that I've had the opportunity to find my needs and reach them. So that is going to be the rest of Andy's Chomping at the Bit episode on gratitude. I do want to take a moment, though, to talk to you guys about the Singing for a Cause. So this Sunday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Time, we are going to have another virtual live performance, requested performance for the Spotlight Charity. And this month's Spotlight Charity is none other than Bluebird Cancer Retreats of Michigan. And I think I gave a story when I announced it on how I came to stumble across them for the Spotlight Charity. But they do an amazing thing. They have camps and weekend activities and social events for people to learn and share and socialize and help cope with the journey of cancer. And that's not an easy one. I haven't faced it directly, but I know my mom has, and I got to witness that and see some of the struggles. I didn't see as much as some people do. Mainly because I was in college, so I wasn't home for most of that. But it's a tough point for a lot of people. So I want to make sure that you guys know that they have a great idea here as far as bringing a new approach to helping people with cancer. It really is a cool thing. So I'm grateful that I found out about them, and I'm even more grateful to help them as far as raising awareness and raising money this month. So, and this month is also October, which is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So it's fitting. And so, Bluebird Cancer Retreats of Michigan, thank you for being this month's Spotlight charity. And if you guys want to visit their website, it's also bluebirdmi.org. So, bluebirdmi.org. So, anyway, they will be the Spotlight charity for this month, and they are going to be the ones that will be benefiting from the requested virtual live performance. So tune in, like I said, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and make a donation and request a song. And it'll be a good song, hopefully. I'll have it all polished up, and you'll be able to enjoy it. So anyway, that is the rest of the episode. So have a great rest of your Friday. And I will see you guys again on Monday and Wednesday. Oh, Sunday, obviously. And Monday and Wednesday for another Daily Biscuits. Take care.